I just had a meeting with Johnny and Judy. Great couple. They're in their mid 40s, got a couple of teenagers, great income. And we talked about the goals that they have for retirement. And they wanted to make sure they could do all the things that they want. They are contributing a lot to their investment accounts, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to hit all their goals. Ready to look at their plan? Let's dive in. Johnny and Judy are married and live in Florida, the Sunshine State. Johnny makes $150,000 as an oil salesman for Tesla, and Judy also makes $150,000 working as a sidekick. She always knew that's exactly what she wanted to do. They've got some expectations and concerns. Judy is adamant about not working in retirement, but she's okay with Johnny working part-time for a bit because she needs some alone time away from him. And if you've been married for any length of time, you can 100% relate with Judy. Johnny's fine with that too. He's concerned about Judy dying early, rightfully so. A husband without his wife is like putting together IKEA furniture. Confusion, frustration, a little bit of swearing because we have no idea what we're doing. They're both planning on retiring at age 60 and staying in Florida. They apparently love the thrill of hurricanes and seeing lizards in their kitchen. They've got their needs, wants, and wishes. Needs are your non-negotiables. Gotta have it. Wants are what we're working towards, and wishes are it'd be nice if we could also have this. They're budgeting $100 a week on golf because they're gluttons for punishment and really want a hobby they can be really sweaty and bad at. But they are smart to buy Toyotas and Lexuses, very reliable cars. The $30,000 and $35,000 that you see are what they are spending after trade-in. They want to spend $10,000 a year on travel. As you can see, we can make this goal a single event or a recurring event, something that happens every few years or every year. We are going every year spending $10,000. They want to give $10,000 a year to their favorite charities. And if they can swing it, a cabin in North Carolina and a boat. All paid for the year they both become retired. Why North Carolina? Well, because they want to see their Buccaneers beat Carolina at their own place. We can see what their estimated benefits from Social Security will be. They can start taking Social Security at age 62, but the longer they wait, the more money they get, with age 70's benefit being the most they'll get. Judy is planning on taking it at age 67, and Johnny wants the maximum benefit, so he wants to wait until 70. Next, we'll look at their investment accounts. They've each got 401ks and IRAs along with a non-retirement account and are absolutely crushing it with their contributions. Not to get super in the weeds, but we can look at their investments in each account and see their portfolio allocation, how much they've got in equities versus fixed income, what their contributions are, and if their employers are offering any match, which they are. Their employers are giving them dollar for dollar matching on their first 5% of their contributions. And this is going to grow at a base inflation rate. Next, we look at other assets. Johnny's got some art and baseball cards worth $55,000. He's got a 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie card, graded a PSA 9, which today is worth about $18,000, and a 1948 Leaf Babe Ruth PSA 8 that is worth about $26,000 today. And then he's got a few art pieces that make up the rest of the difference. Their home is currently worth $600,000, and their vehicles are worth about $60,000. Now, the art, the cards, the house, and the cars count towards their net worth, but these are not assets that we are using in their plan to help fund the goals. Keep that in mind. But there is an inheritance listed in here. Judy's parents have this wonderful tradition each year where her parents go over their estate, talk about any revisions, and go over the expectations of her and her siblings if and when her parents pass. I absolutely love that families do this. If you feel iffy about doing that as a parent, I get it completely. Money can be very, very taboo for people. But there is something to be said about having clarity and a game plan if and when something happens. They each have term life insurance policies that expire when their daughter Julie leaves the nest. They were very smart to do this. Since our kiddos are dependent on us while we are in this wealth accumulation phase of our lives, having insurance in place helps your spouse and children maintain the lifestyle they currently have by using the insurance death benefit as an income replacement. More on this in another video. The only debt that they have is their mortgage, which has a balance of $285,000 with an interest rate of 4.75%. So now when we look at their net worth, we see that they currently on paper have a net worth of $685,000. Sweet! They are over 2/3 of the way of being millionaires. If we look at their current allocation, this shows us how much they have in equities versus fixed income. And if we look at their current allocation and their current contributions, we can run a test of 1,000 trials to see what percentage of success we have in this plan of meeting their needs, wants, and wishes. And when we run this test, we see they have a 29% chance of success, which is obviously not ideal. So the question is, what do we need to do? What changes do we need to make in order to get a more ideal result? This software has a neat little tool where it will create a recommended scenario and show us we can go from a 29% chance to 59% by doing this. And this is changing their allocation so that they go 45% more of their investments into equities, into stock. And when we look down with those changes, you can see on the left where their current portfolio is compared to the suggested investment selection that they need to have. Based off this recommended scenario, they've got a 92% chance of meeting their needs only, which is great, but only a 70% chance of their needs and wants, and only a 59% chance of all three, needs, wants, and wishes. Obviously, we still want that to be higher, so let's see what our options are. Probably my favorite area of the software that shows 3 different scenarios here. One that shows a logical trade-off, one that seeks to get my needs, wants, and wishes, and one that prioritizes retiring when I want. So the first one, the logical trade-offs, if Johnny just works 1 extra year, so from age 60 to 61, but we reduce our living expenses by 2% and reduce our wants by about 25% for each and completely get rid of the cabin and boat, then we have a very high chance of 82% of meeting our goals, so not bad at all. If getting the wishes is really important, okay, that's fine. Johnny's just got to work till 62, and we need to cut expenses down by about 5%, but the wants by about 50%. So not going to be playing as much golf, but we do get the cabin and the boat. Now, if retiring when I want is the most important, we obviously won't change the retirement date, but we do need to cut down expenses by about 4% and about 37% in our wants, and then not be able to do the cabin or the boat. This kind of just goes to show how financial planning works, what these conversations look like, the questions that I ask, the information that I gather. And keep in mind, they are contributing a lot of money towards retirement. They are absolutely crushing it. And so often I think, things are gonna work out. I have a 100% chance of meeting all my goals and the things that I wanna do. And the numbers actually say something else. We need to be making sure that we're putting goals on paper and that our investments are aligned with those goals. If we want really aggressive goals, we cannot be conservative with our investments and vice versa. If you got any value out of this content, I'd love it if you'd like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to go over your financial plan, shoot me an email, give me a call, we'll put something on the calendar and make sure that you have a plan that you can be confident in. Thanks so much.